Hi everyone, welcome to the second part of the video for this page from Nature Mandalas. We're going to be doing the very pretty looking water lily and lily pads. Now water lilies do come in various colours, there's white, there's yellow, but we're going to do pink. I just like the idea of doing it in pink. We're going to come in a little closer. There we go. Now I'm using Derwent Lightfast and the pink selection is quite limited. I will show you. Oops, if you have a look at the bottoms it gives you the better idea. This is all we've got. So we've got a purple, a deep rose, we've got a Mars violet, so it's not really pink. We have got the heather and wild lavender, and then we've got the sort of salmony pinks here. It's a little bit tricky, so we're going to have to make a pink, which I think is fine. Now the deep rose is quite a nice starter colour. It's very vibrant, so we need to just be a little careful. Now the centre bit, I can't remember what colour the lilies are. I think they're yellow in the middle. What I'm going to do is put a little bit of this down. Now I'm pressing quite lightly. It's coming on quite hard just because it is a strong colour. And I'm just wanting to have it darker right in the centre. I think that always works well. And if you think about a lily, I feel that's what you normally would expect. Now I'm going to just draw that out there a little bit more. Now we've got an outline on each leaf and I don't really know what to do with that, so while I'm thinking I'm just going to extend that colour a little bit. What we're going to do is we're going to put another colour on top to change it slightly, mute it slightly and sort of mix it up a little bit, and you'll see if you think that it works. I'm going to do the same on these. I just feel like I might leave those outsides white. But lilies don't really have white leaf edges, do the petal edges. Now you see my action is I'm pushing out, and that means I've got more intense colour at the bottom, but I'm going to do that one slightly differently. Really the aim for me is to get a little bit more colour in here, but if it's not dark enough I can add more, so I'm not too worried. And as I said, it's a really quite deep dark colour anyway, so it's quite interesting. I've just been on the phone to my mum actually, and she was talking about, well, actually my dad was talking to me about my niece, and she's doing art at college. She won't mind me saying that she's saying her art skills have plateaued. She watches some videos, learns some new skills. I think these are her skills for the work she does out of college, because obviously she learns from her lecturers and teachers. And she does practices what she watches, which makes a lot of sense. And then she feels, now this is quite a purpley pink. Oops, I'm only going to use a little bit to take the colour further out. And then she says she feels like, so at the moment she feels like she's at a plateau where, you know, she's not improving. And it was interesting, my dad advised her to have a bit of a break and a rest, which is the opposite advice that I would give. So that was quite fascinating that we have different viewpoints on this. My viewpoint would be keep practicing. The more you practice, the more you're going to improve. If you learn from videos, watch some more videos and just practice. You know, I was saying to him, you know, it's like he plays a musical instrument. He hasn't done art for ages. I said, you know, if you stop playing, you get out of practice, you lose that muscle memory. And he said, oh, but when I play my instrument, I might not be playing it well one day, so I stop. and I'm better the next day. So that's what I was thinking, you know, when I go back to it I'm a lot better. But I've never found that with maybe we're all different. Well, we are obviously all different, but I've never found that with my colouring, that I've been doing it badly one day and I've gone back and improved the next day. Only, I mean, you have days when you're feeling extra tired. This is what his theory was. Maybe you're tired, or you're not very well, or, you know, stressed or whatever, you haven't slept or something, and then you're not going to be as good. Maybe I don't have days like that. I do have days when I don't sleep so well, but I'm not normally mega tired. I think I've had a couple of nights when I've only had a few hours sleep, but usually I sleep well. Even if I have a disturbed night, I don't feel tired. So I think I missed that one entirely. Never mind. So and you can see, hopefully, as I'm colouring, that this quite vibrant pink colour is not completely being over the top on the page. I can't think of the words I'm looking for. I'm going to finish with this colour. It's called Flesh Pink, and just go over everything. Try and burnish, blend everything, bring the colour all the way to the edge. I'm going to go over that edge bit as well, because the lighter colour will bring it together. We'll add a little bit of colour, but you can see it just smooshes it all. So I just find it fascinating that my advice would be so different. I feel that we should do a little bit each day. Now I guess if a certain picture isn't working for you, or a certain technique, you might want to keep practicing something that would help, or you might want to do a picture that's more simple, perhaps. You know, you might not be up for the challenge of something that's maybe a bit more complicated. I'm not sure really. I have to try and, it's a pity I won't see her for a while. I could have a word, actually I might see her at the weekend. I'll have a chat with her about it, because I think that'll be interesting. I'll sort of see how she feels about my theory that practice is the best way, even if you only do a little bit. But I mean, it's interesting because my husband doesn't tend to practice. He doesn't use his sketchbook very much. He just goes straight in and does pictures. He wants to do finished pictures all the time. Now, I guess I do the same thing in my colouring books, but it's not a picture I'm going to frame. My husband's always got he's always got a picture that when he always wants to finish a picture and frame it. He always wants it to be that good. Whereas in my colouring books, I know there are pictures that are better than others. There are ones that I would frame. I wouldn't ever cut a picture out of a book to frame, I don't think. There are ones that I wouldn't frame, you know, for various reasons. So I think it's just really interesting. So I shall hopefully I'll have a chat with her. In fact, I might message her later and ask her if she's going to be there, and say it'd be nice to see her, see what she says. It would be lovely. It's my husband likes talking art with her as well, but she's a digital artist, so she's so different to what we do. Now that is very pale and it's very subtle. I really like it like that. If you want it darker, you can layer up, you can press harder, although that's not necessarily advised. Put another layer down of everything, do it again. You know, you can try that. It's up to you really. Now I'm looking at the middle of this and I cannot remember what colour the middle of a water lily is. I'm thinking it's yellow. That's what I'm going to go for. I'm going to use the yellow that I haven't used, which is the banana. We've used all the other yellows in the fish in yesterday's video. So I'm going to use the banana because I often find with flowers, they seem to have really bright centres, and I think that is, excuse me, I have a little hiccup. I think that is because they are trying to attract the pollinating insects, aren't they? And so they want a bright colour, and of course insects don't see in the colours that we see, they see in UV light, don't they? And a lot of plants look really different to them than they do to us, which I find absolutely fascinating, because plants are not designed for humans, they're designed for insects, to attract insects. So I find that really interesting. And my son has been talking about it lately, about how it all works. Fascinating. Right, lily pads. We've got 4 here, they're all the same. I think those are the only 4 we've got. We do have, on the corner, we have a flower which are doing the same colours. I won't demo it, it'll just be exactly the same method. But we have these bits of tendrils, they'll be done in the same colour as the lily pads. And we'll do a lily pad now. Now we've got quite a mix of greens, but they're all pretty earthy. I'm just trying to think what colour a lily pad. I guess we can do them whatever colour we like. Let's go for this forest colour, I think, to start with. I'm going to do it a little darker on the outside, I think. I don't know if that's how they are. Well, this isn't the colour I thought it was going to be. The greens are quite earthy, as I say, quite brownish. I thought this one was going to be a bit like the forest green in the Arteza set, premium set, which is more of a bluey green. But never mind. It's started now. At least I've got some pencil down on the page, rather than dithering, which is what I was doing before. Okay, so we're taking just a lighter amount of colour towards the centre. There we go. I just coloured over the dragonfly's tail, which I didn't want to do really. Yeah, I'm going to go for this vivid green. And I'm going to do it quite gently over the top of this dark brown, because it's quite a different colour, but it should darken it and make it a more bluey green, which is what I wanted. So I think the reason my husband likes these pencils is because they go down on a smooth paper without leaving behind much white. He likes to be able to just do one layer of pencil and move on, so you don't have to layer these up in the same way that you would. I don't think he would get on very well with the polychromo. He used to use Ergosofts though, but I think that's because he bought budget pencils then, but now he's got a bit more money to spend. He'll spend a bit more. Also, he didn't really know about types of pencils. Oh, it's quite funny. The other day, my brother-in-law said to me, "Oh, my daughter is getting frustrated with her colouring, and she wants some Caran d'Ache. So I was wondering if you had any freebie Caran d'Ache you could pass on." So, I wish. No, sorry. I've got 2 Caran d'Ache pencils, and they're white. I don't think that's what she was after. I'm just trying to make sure I've got a complete coverage of this colour across the whole lily pad, like that. And I think I'm going to make that do. I think it'll stand out well from the water which we've got going on here, and I think it works quite well with this. Now I think there's so much black in this page that quite a lot of areas look quite a lot darker than they are, but it makes this look quite pale. I think I'm still happy with it, because I think that pink water lilies aren't hugely vibrant, but you may want to darken that up a little bit. I think by the time the water's in, it will jump out and look. Hang on, let's find some. Where is it? The ocean blue. Oh, doesn't want me to grab it. Let's put a bit of the water in around the edge, and you'll see what I mean. Well, I'm hoping it's going to do what I expect it to do. So I'm hoping that once all this water is in, how much can you see? That it will, you will see, you know, it will sort of stand out. So I think it'll be good. And then we're going to put some sparkle on the wings of the dragonflies. I'll probably do it on the mini ones as well. If you look at the mini ones, they've got a pattern on their wings, so I shall do it on them as well. And that will add a bit of brightness. Now the water, how far am I going to take the water out? I think the best thing for me to do with the water, because I think it's going to be, I think to help you, I'm going to finish colouring this whole page and then I'm going to come back and show you what I'm going to do with the water. I won't do the dragonfly wings because the glitter will spread everywhere if I start rubbing my hand over the page. So what I'll do is I'll finish the water, I'll finish everything on this page apart from the sparkle, and I'll come back and just show you how I'm going to add white details to just make the water look and sort of stand out a bit. As you've got bubbles here going on, I'm just going to colour over all of that. Okay, I'm going to do all the fish, and it means I can show you. So if I've come up with any problems or I've changed anything, I can explain it to you and then do the water. So I think that's the best thing. So I'm going to go away, finish it off, and then come back and talk you through what I did. So I'll be back. Right, hi everyone. I have come back. I have completed all of the colouring on the page as I described to you. I actually didn't do the sort of spots on the fish. I sort of ignored them and just coloured it the same as this one. So nothing much else different to report. I did what I said I was going to. I haven't smoothed out the background. I thought about it and I decided to leave it slightly patchy. It's hard for you to see because it was so zoomed out, but so that it looked a little bit more realistic. And what I've decided to do is experiment with some different colours on the water. So I'm just reaching for my white Posca. And I thought I might use this blue and aqua colour as well to add some, where we've got the lines on the water, I thought I would do them in some different colours. Now I don't think I'm going to do the whole thing for you in the video, but I thought I would just show you some, and you can decide whether you want to do 3 different colours or whether you'd rather just stick to the white. But let's come in a bit closer so that you can see what I'm doing, because then you can see the lines a little bit better. Okay, let's just choose a section here. Look, so these black things here I think are fish, so I'm going to leave those as they are. But these white circles, I think they're like supposed to be little bubbles, so I thought I might do those in the white, like that. My white needs shaking up a little bit, it's a bit dull. It's better. So I'm going to do all the circles in white. I'm actually going to move from this end of the page across down towards, this is the sort of top left. I'm going to move down towards the bottom right so I don't smudge everything. So now I'm going to use this colour. This is the, what's it called? Aqua Green. It's the PC1MR Posca, the other one was as well, I didn't show you. This is one of the sort of new lighter pastel colours. It doesn't really show up, does it? I was just putting a few random marks here and there, but that doesn't show up enough for my liking, so we're not going to be using that one. It's quite dull, and I'm assuming that this one I've picked might be the same. The Glacier Blue, we'll try it. No, I can see that it's there. It's not showing up, so we're going to have to do it all in white if we want anything to show up. That's really interesting. So there you are. You don't need to worry about any different Poscas. And what I'm going to do is I'm not going to go exactly over all of the black. I'm just going to add my own little wiggly lines here and there, like this, sort of random. If you're not confident in doing this, I wouldn't have been, maybe even a few months ago. Just you can follow the lines that are there. Where there's a circle, I'm going to just fill it in and just add those in. I'm thinking that pencil is got a strong pigment that's not showing up with these pens. I might have to use my bleed proof white, I think, for this, because that isn't very bright. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go and grab my bleed proof white and finish that off. Yeah, I think that's why those others weren't showing up, because of the pigment in this pencil isn't is absorbing all the is bleaching into the pen. So I'm going to have a bleed proof white. I've shown you before what I use. I'll go and get it actually and show you. This is the bleed proof white that I use. I have got a video demoing it a little bit. I'm going to try and, it's really hard to open. Ugh. No, I'm not going to be able to do it. Ow, do get my husband to do it for me. It seals itself into the pot, which is not brilliant. But there is a there's another brand, Dr. P.H. Martin's, I think, which is a bit thicker apparently. I'm going to shake this up. I find that there's an oil that's sort of, it needs some grooves. It's too slippy, the lid. My hands just spin round on it. So anyway, I'm going to do it another time. So I'm going to just do it randomly. As I showed you with the white, you can see a few bits of it, but it's just not bright enough. I'm going to use this to make it really bright. And what I do, remember I said I was also going to do some silver pen on the wings. I'm definitely going to do that on all those little, on all these little lines here. I'm going to put a bit of sparkle. It's not going to be silver. I'm pretty sure I showed you before, but use the Sakura sparkly pen. So I'm going to go away and finish that off, and I will put a completed picture at the end. I've got to go and wrestle with my lid and then I'll pop up a picture for you to see. But this is me sort of signing off talking wise. So I hope that was okay for you. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching and have a lovely day. Happy colouring.